Hey everyone, Gotcha here, back with another tutorial. This time I'm going to show how to make this. Lots of possibilities to apply this, but right now it's just a cylinder that moves left when you grab left, and it moves right when you grab right. Lots of useful gameplay and fun gameplay you could add into this, and I'll show you how to make it. So, first thing we need to start with is just the body of it. I'm going to grab a cylinder. I'm going to remove the capsule collider. I'm going to put in a mesh collider just because they're cleaner. And I'm going to call it convex because it's moving. Going to use the scale tool to get it to around the size I want. And then, just so we can tell if it's moving, I'm going to put a cube in the middle, just like this. That'll work. And I'll color it black. And then I need my handles. So I'm going to make a cube again. Just like this. Make it big enough to grab. Okay, so there's my left one. And there's my right one. I'm just going to color them so that we can see them a little bit better. Okay, I'm going to name them so that's easier in my node graph to recognize them. There we go, left and right. Both of these, if you select them both, you want to add a grab sensor so that you can know when you grab them. And then I need to add my joint. So I'm going to create an empty object inside the cylinder and call it angular joint. Oops, missing the T. And then add a component, angular joint. This cylinder you need to drag over and make the body of the angular joint. And then I want it moving more than just 1 degree, so I'm changing the minimum to -90, the maximum to 90. And I'm going to rotate it so that it's going to move the correct way. There. So that's all I need to do for the angular joint. To control it, just add servo motor new. Change it to speed. Oh, and speaking of speed, we'll want the max speed to be something like, I don't know, 25, 100. Those are good base points, defaults to start with. And that's all I need to do for the angular joint. To make sure it moves nicely, I'm going to add a rigid body to the cylinder. Give it a weight of something like 1,000, doesn't really matter. Disable gravity is kinematic on. And because it's a rigid body, I'm going to add a net body just so that it syncs between all the different players. Okay. Time to go to the node graph. So I'm going to add a node graph component to the cylinder. Hit show graph. And typically the node graph shows up somewhere else. I like to put it here just because it's easier to maintain. Okay, so on my left I have my right, and then I have my servo motor. First step here, oops, sometimes it clicks really quick and adds something random. I'm going to add a signal math constant because I need a few constant numbers here. For output 0, I'm going to put 1 here and 1 there. And then output 1, I'm going to put a -1 there and a -1 there. I'm going to use both of those. And so these two outputs are going to be constantly outputting a 1 here and a -1 there. I'm going to need a signal math add to combine some signals, and I'll put that into the input. And then this output of 1, I'm going to put that into power to make sure this joint is always powered. The right, I can put right into the signal math add, but for the left, I'm going to grab a signal math mul, that's a multiply. I'm going to multiply the left by -1 and then put that into the add just like that, so that the left is now going to be adding a -1 to the input instead of a +1. Okay, and that is everything I need to do. So I'm going to hit play. We're going to test it out to make sure it works. Let's see. So grab it left, moves left, grabs it right, moves right. Perfect. Lots of fun things you could do with this. I made it for a cannon. Someone wants to put a cannon on top of something that they can aim like this. So that's how we have it. Or you could have, let's say, a cube just like this. And you could put this, let's say, on the corner. And we'll just make this cube a lot bigger and wider so it can act like a bridge. And then you could have another cube, oops, right there, and right there. And then, I'm just going to make sure my spawn point works. This can work as a bridge where you can set it between two different places. Just like this. Because now, right now, I can go across that way. Or I could come back. Oh. Move the bridge over. And there you go. Tons of fun gameplay opportunities you could put here. And I guess that wraps up my tutorial. If you want any others, you can tweet at me or you can request them in the Discord. I'm available a lot of ways. Thanks for watching.